What's going on, guys? Weekly meeting screen share. Happy Easter, April the 9th. One thing I want to cover with you guys first is, so I saw this on Twitter. This is SRBP, and this thing pumped like 50% or more. At here, it was at 24%, right? 50% or more. They haven't tweeted anything in months, right? And so the point is, it's tough for me knowing that these coins potentially are dying and then picking them as gem picks. This is not, there'll be long-term picks. These gem picks are just make your money and move to the next trade, roll it over, right? And this is just one of those coins, and it's just doing nothing, and then it just pumps crazy because of technical setups, right? And so understand these ideas on these gem picks. This person, real quick. Hey, Uncle Chris, curious question. How long did it take you to become profitable? And what do you remember feeling like when you developed a strategy that best suited your personal trading style? How long did it take me to become profitable? Probably about 2 months. But I was, okay, first of all, when I say profitable, I mean knowing what I was doing trading. I bought in at $1,000 right before the bull run 2017. Okay, that profitable, easy, right? I bought $18,000 Bitcoin because everyone was just keep buying. I was making a killing. I was buying with small amounts. I didn't have much money, but to me at that time, it was killing. Then I bought 18,000. Then it's going down. I'm buying 16,000, 15,000, and I'm like doing the walk of shame, going to the bank. And then it clicked, and I'm like, listen, this is not how this works. If you would have bought the dip and held it forever, then that's one thing. But I like to profit off of these market cycles. And that's the key of this group, because you can 10x the amount of money you make. For example, Bitcoin was at 1,000, then 3,000 in 2017. Well, you come to 2018, 2019, and it hit 3,100 and 3,800. So there's a lot of upside that if you don't take profits, you miss out on. And when you're talking a number of years and not showing any profits for that, to me, that's not what I want, right? So I'm taking profits, I'm rolling it over. So to answer the question, when I really started trading was 2018. And I started learning the RSI based on stock traders. Every time the market crashed, I would buy double-digit red days. You could go back, you could search in announcements, double-digit red days, and we'd be buying double-digit red days. And all I do is I'd buy the oversold bounces. And that's where I was at. I just used RSI, and that's all I needed. Like, you don't need this strategy that takes, there's such thing as less is more, right? Less is more. Find some simple ideas that work for you and stick to it. And the hardest thing is patience, because this stuff, you'll have the idea that it's going to play out, and it just seems like it takes a while for things to play out. Now, he asked me a strategy that best suited your personal trading style. My strategy changes by the month. I've added things to my strategy over time. I've deleted things. Gap trading. I do not trade gaps anymore. You know how many trades I missed waiting for gaps to be filled? I don't do it. It wasn't advantageous for me. Some people like it, not me. I stick with falling wedges. We saw that here on VXV. We saw that here on Primal. I love these. And so I've been going through these looking for gem picks with any kind of decent marketing. I don't even care if the project is good. I just want to know that they market, because you can make profits. This is not me trying to pick the next 100x coin. This is me trying to pick the coin that market themselves correctly. They have a hype factor and they have a good technical setup. And we can make 20, 30, 10% profits out of it. And I can get the guys in the group with the smaller bags, bigger bags, right? And then those bigger bags become bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's like snowball effect. And so understand gem picks, right? BXV, that was another one. You guys see these, obviously the clear falling wedge right here. Falling wedge. Not a very good falling wedge, Chris. But the most important thing is strategies are going to change. You're going to have an aha moment at a point. Some people, 50% of people are below average. Some people learn slower than others. Some people, yeah, I mean, it just takes time. I have a young lady that's been in the group for 2 years, and she finally is hitting me up with like, dude, I see it. This is it. I see it now. It's like, it took 2 years to click. Most people I can get up to speed in a month. You got to watch these videos over and over and over, right? Watch these videos, please. Then he asked, when you became profitable, how to impact your psychology, your lifestyle, and your mental aptitude. Money is overrated. I still can't believe this is my life. I thought buying a big house would make me happy. It didn't. I thought buying a nice car would make me happy. Now it is fun going to drive with the top down, and it feels like success. It feels, when people come up to me and they're like, man, where did you get that? Or how did you get that? Or what kind of car is that? Like, it feels good that people recognize that potentially I've become successful. Mental aptitude. I've gone through some of the lowest lows because of the bear market, because I know for a fact a lot of you guys held bear market when I said repeatedly, do not hold downtrends, do not hold downtrends, do not hold downtrends. And I got caught up more on the market is just underperforming, you know? And so it was hard for me to deal with. Like, how do I live vicariously through you guys. And everybody that meets me on the street, I always try to just always give them some positive feedback, positive guidance. Like, you can do it. Like, life is what you make it. I tell everybody to start a YouTube channel. I tell everybody to start a side hustle. Don't get tricked into working for the man. Start a side hustle. You know, and so I'm just positive. I need positive people around me, and I want to lift them up every single day. And that's where, you know, Joe, I moved him over near me. And Joe is a very good friend. And anytime I need him, I'll call him, like, when I'm down, and I'll call him, and he's, Chris, you got to do this. Chris, you got to do this. Like, he is, like, everything happens for a reason. And God put Trip, Joe, you guys in my life for a reason. Because you changed my life forever. All of this did. And I cannot thank you guys enough for it. And as a way of giving back, I try as hard as I can to make sure you guys are updated, get the best setups. But I'll tell you one thing right now, this is going to get easier. This is going to get easier because the market is going to cycle higher and we're going to make a ton of money. But listen, I've got a very good friend who made $950,000 and gave it all back. So don't get greedy. Lock in profits. Okay? Lock in profits. Don't be stuck on nailing the top, nailing the bottoms. Just be happy with making the profits, and then you're going to roll them over into the next trade, roll them over into the next trade. Okay? And so, yeah, just to kind of put some of that out there, I know a little personal stuff, but I think you guys just need to know where I'm at as a person. I wouldn't know what to do with myself if I wasn't with you guys every day. I've tried to take a little bit of a step back just for health purposes. My doctor said you need to do it. And it's been hard. But Trip and Joe they stepped up their game, and they're helping a lot. We've got an app that's going to drop, and it's in beta testing right now, and it's going to help us find good patterns, good bullish ideas, and it's going to be able to pair it with the news. And that's what we need. Initially, admins have access to this, and they will be posting even better setups. You're going to go through and you're going to look at, and I have a list of people to watch in group. They've been selected and recruited. I'll go on Twitter, and if someone's nailing them on Twitter, I'm like, hey, come post in our VIP group. Come post it, because, I'm actively doing everything I can to make this group as good as possible. The education, I can't thank Trip enough. He put the time in, and he remade those videos. You guys have got to watch the new video series. Leverage trading. Don't leverage trade until you can spot trade with a very high win rate. Okay. All right. So let me go through these questions, and then we're going to go Bitcoin. Jonathan Grant. This was from earlier. He's always the first one in the group. I think Jonathan, I think when you joined the group, like you left the group, you joined the group back, and then you like 4x your money. Telling you guys come to Georgia, like, let's go do something. Oh, Jerry, got done at the gym just in time. Listen, the gym, and I really have to hit up exercising, more cardio. The doctors are on me about that. Let me find some crypto questions real quick. So Jordan says, every question I ask Joe, he responds with such authentic and practical advice. You guys, Joe, every single day, practically, he's like, Chris, I can't even thank you enough. From his perspective, he's like moving across the country. He jokes, he's like, I didn't know what was going to happen. And he said, this could have turned out horribly. And I helped him buy a piece of the earth. And so he owns a piece of the earth, and that's the American dream. And I really, he's such a good guy. He cares so much about you. He cares so much about your advice. He thanks me every day just for the ability to help you guys. Like, go into beginners. Joe wants to help you. The next great 100x coin, listen, they might not even be here yet, right? There's still a bunch of these coins that are going to die out, go to zero, and whatnot. The updated videos, yeah, watch those. Trip did an amazing job with the videos. Yeah, because Trip is, he picked out all the ideas. He learned from the original ideas. He took it to the next level. And he has a very good understanding of how to trade this market. And so we have, I could name a huge group of admins that all are just as good. You take advantage of what they offer. DM them, hit them up with questions. Why do you post this? Why do you think this? We're here to help you. Even though there's no chatting group, because we used to have 4,000 messages a day. We don't want that. Okay, so now I got to run through this so I can get, I won't take up too much of your Easter. So Bitcoin has been in this sideways price action, which, I mean, at this point, it looks like an ascending triangle, but there's all the sellers are right here. All the sellers, right? You go to the weekly chart. The weekly chart's here. You don't want to see a bearish retest off here. And if you do, then you want it to bounce down to the 200 simple and then rebound up, because that's going to create, there's a bunch of buyers stacked right here. So that's going to create bullish momentum for a break above this level. You break above this level, you're running to 40,000. Okay. Based on this Fibonacci retracement, the 0.5 fib level, 42,000, the 0.618, 48,000. So somewhere golden pockets right there. Now, that is the bullish case. Bitcoin has to break out to the upside. These bands, these white bands right here, these are the Bollinger Bands, right? And when these tighten, that means there hasn't been any volatility in a very long time. And there's a move coming. There's a move coming. So we're waiting on this move. Remember, the plan is this, right? Breakout on the 4 hour, hold it, and bullishly retest, long the bullish retest. If you get a break of support, you come down here, 25,200 or some wick, I think there's going to be a lot of buyers buying in, okay? But we're not trying to predict this move. We're going to react to it. This is seemingly a bullish triangle. You know what else is bullish? A rising channel with a bear trap. And I miss this because I was dealing with health stuff, with a bear trap, and this thing took off. And this is still bullish price action. You don't want to see this, and I'll change the color of the line right here to red so you can see it. You don't want to see the price action break below that level, okay? Any dips down here, traders, elite traders, that they'll buy them, textbook retest here, right? But you want to see 30,000, 31,000, 33,000. You got to break this 28,500 level. Well, why is that so hard? Because look at this. This is the level that confirmed the double top here. So you have buyers, 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 buyers. Now this flips, bearish retest. You would have shorted this, and then downside. And then the bottom of the bear markets has been this 200 simple. You go back here, bottom of the 200 simple, or bottom of the bear market, right? 200 simple. We went below that. Now we regained it. So bulls, if the bulls can hold the 200 simple, much higher prices out of Bitcoin. That's the bullish indicator you need to pay attention to. This strong resistance is going to take, not surprising that it's taken multiple attempts to break it. But I can show you right here, and we were in the group right here. See this support level? And this was marked from last week. See the support level? Support, 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 support. Well, guess what? This is strong support too, just like we're dealing with now. And this thing just cut through it like butter. and we ran up to 14,000. In just this run, and I'm not saying right now we're going to run up to 60,000, 70,000. I'm just saying we're going to probably hit a fib level, some more consolidation based on the 4-year market cycles. There's going to be run-ups. You'll have altcoin season when Bitcoin dominance rolls over. But Bitcoin breaks higher, Bitcoin's going to steal the show. Altcoins don't necessarily do well. Most altcoins are outperformed by Bitcoin. But when Bitcoin stops and slows down, you want to shift to trade the altcoins. I wait for the 1 or 2 times a year when the Bitcoin dominance trends lower, and I go big on these altcoins because I get the biggest returns. And that's my strategy. Falling wedges, I want to see the Bitcoin dominance falling. Not always, most of the time. But falling wedges have a very high win rate. On altcoins, the only time that falling wedges break lower is with Bitcoin dumps. Those are, you've got to incorporate that into your strategy. Now, this is big. CPI inflation numbers and FOMC minutes are coming on the 12th. Look for volatility. I'm going to try, because it's good, to play this clip that Trip created and mute the mic, and make sure in chat, let me know if I forget to unmute it after this is done. All right, ready?
Okay, the first graph is the weekly chart for Bitcoin. This is the log scale chart. So over here, I'm using the trend-based time fib, and you need 3 anchor points for this. So you need a swing low, a swing high, and a swing low. And if you use your biggest swings, right, this was the whole 2016, 2017 run up. So I'm using that as my bottom, and then I'm using the top of that run as the high. And then in 2018, 2019, when it put this low in, that became the third anchor. So after this happened, you got this move to the upside, and at the cycle top was at 100% of the range. The 1 is 100% of this trend-based time fib.
Okay, real quick. So Trip uses trend-based time fib and horizontal time cycles. Okay, so he'll pull from the low to the high to the low to pull his fibs sideways, and so he's really stuck on, I won't say it's predicting, but it gives him an edge when he's able to predict a move, right? Or get, and there's a little bit of a margin of error, but we'll let him finish.
Okay, so this is usually where the trend will end and change direction and go into a new trend for a while. So then if we try this again on the 3-day, now I've just used the next swings, right? So this is the 2017 top to the 2018 bottom, and then I'm pulling it all the way up to that high that was the peak over here, right? So it's always the very peak of the swing, so there's no, you can't be picky about it, you can't cherry pick, right? So you have to use the highest wick and the lowest wick and then the highest wick of these swings, right? So the biggest swing, biggest swing, biggest swing. Your high, your low, and your high. So if you measure this one at 100% of the range, the 1.0 at the bottom, 100% time range, that's where we had another cycle bottom, okay?
Now listen, this nailed the market bottom right here based on this idea. This nailed the bottom, and he was posting it in admin only group before it even happened. Okay. And so again, it's not perfect, but you can't argue with this.
Okay, so on the previous one on the log scale, it nailed the cycle top. And then on the 3-day, if you use the next trend, I guess this would be like the intermediate trend. I don't know. But either way, it is called the next cycle bottom. And if we go ahead and use the 2-day, and this is just using the 2021 bottom in June up to the November 2021 top, and then down to this current low. It's the same thing, right? We're using your big swing low to your big swing high to your big swing low. And now it's telling us that we're right in front of the 1.0, right? 100% of the time range. So if history repeats like it did over here, we had a big trend change. And then on the weekly, we had a big trend change, right? So here we are again, we're expecting, probably a big trend change. It could be a big move up or a big move down, but this is the area of time that, according to history, if you just follow the same rules, it should do the same thing, right? We're expecting something.
Okay, what's crazy is, remember what we talked about that's coming on April the 12th with the FOMC minutes and whatnot? It's all right about the same time period, okay? So it's crazy how these dates line up. Like Trip posts this all the time in admin, and some of this is just, it's too cool.
So to give us an idea of which way it's actually going to go, I'm looking at the BTC 3-day and this bearish divergence that's on the histogram and it's on the RSI. And I've also drawn on the 1-day chart. I've used this whole range here in this channel. And it's a perfectly parallel channel. That's usually how I know if I'm on the right track, is if we get a nice parallel channel before you get the full swing lower, right? So this looks like a nice rising channel. It's been respected very well. It's very perfect. I like perfection. Ideally, we could get a move down to the 6.8 or the 618 at the same 0.618 time as the 0.618 price. So it could have a target right here. We'll put the little dot in. Essentially, we could get a bounce exactly there. So if it doesn't bounce there, we'll probably get the break lower and come down and test the support for this support area, which would be this range of support, right? So potentially down to 19.5 if this rising channel breaks to the downside. And then the next one, this is the RSI on the 3-day. So I'm all about these mirrored images, right? So there's always some kind of a mirror going on the chart. And usually you can kind of pinpoint, that's usually what an inverse head and shoulders is. It's, you got your low, your high, your swing, the bottom.
So what he's talking about is, if you took, imagine this is a piece of paper, right here, and you folded this piece of paper right here, then it would mirror, this side would mirror this side. Does that make sense? So if you folded that piece of paper, it would mirror this side to this side. And so he's into mirrors. Like I said, he hadn't drawn a triangle when he joined the group. For 2 months, he was struggling, and I had to put him in a brotherly headlock. And all I did is plant the seed. He's taken this to another level. And I just value him and all the admins and all these ideas. But for me, I keep it simple, and that's what I teach you guys. But I just think here's other ideas that you could consider.
Bottom is the head, and that's usually the middle of the pattern. And then if you continue up and you get this low and you get this high, we get to this area where I'm going to move these out of the way for a second, right? So because it's a mirrored image, what you did back here going this way should repeat itself going this way. So if we're going to the right, we could be repeating this swing over here going that direction, as if you're going this way, but we're going that way, okay? So here you had a double top or a potential double top, and over here you did have the double top, and that was this whole move, right? So if this happens and the 3-day bearish divergence plays out, we could come down even potentially a lot further than that and come test the lower bottom support around 16,000. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not just separate ideas. These are all one ideas, and Here's the reason why we should believe it, because it happens very well on these big swings, right? So you got the weekly, you got the 3-day. I mean, it's nailing these moves pretty well. It seems pretty mathematical in my opinion.
Okay, now that's pretty heavy because he's talking about potential lower prices out of Bitcoin. I trade differently, and that's okay. We Trip and I go back and forth, and that's okay. And Trip and Joe go back and forth, and that's okay. Trade what works for you. The bottom line is this. I don't try to get into predicting that far ahead. You know how amazing YouTube would eat that up. The channel would grow to they want predictions. YouTube wants predictions, right? But I am just looking at the initial move, so I know what the plan is here. Buy the breakout of 29,000, retest, hold to the upside, you run to 40,000. Okay. The idea where you lose this level, this would be the perfect bullish retest, but you'd want to zoom into like the 5-minute chart and find a falling wedge and then look for the bounce based on that idea. You also don't want it to come up here and bounce, bearishly retest here and move lower, right? But do you see where I'm coming from? I just want to know what's right in front of me. Like, I can't see out further than a week or two. And I've made a lot of money trading this market, and it works for me. And I trade safe, and I trade large amounts. I lock in profits, and I don't hit the tops and I don't hit the bottoms. And I'm a bad holder. I got to put coins on an exchange that I don't really have easy access to on another computer in order to just forget about them. And if there's points where if I would have been a good holder, I would have made a lot of money. But you can't be mad at least 200, 300 Xing my money, 400 Xing my money over time. And remember, I started buying small amounts, right? You can't be mad about that, right? And so you could always do better. But if you second guess yourself, oh, I shouldn't have sold here, or I should have bought here, you can shoulda yourself to death. Shoulda. But listen, I'll never work again, even though technically this is working, but I love it, and I just want to help you guys. It doesn't even feel like work. But a lot of people ask me about wealth and building wealth, and so I've got a mentor on building wealth, and I'm buying T-bills, treasury bonds. I'm getting into some traditional markets, into stock markets. I'm getting into properties and rentals. I used to work at a restaurant. When the cook didn't show up, I was flipping burgers. Life-changing money, period. This skill set, I promise you put the work in and the time in and don't get frustrated and keep showing up. The good times are coming. Markup is, could we dip again? Sure. All we're going to do is load up more, right? Now, generational wealth is coming. This gets so much easier. If you've had a hard time trading recently, You cannot judge your trading skill set based on the current market conditions. Now, when on this run up, we killed it. Pages and pages. Let me go up here. Pages and pages and pages. We killed it. But here's the key. Most of these are longs. And so why I want to get into leverage trading is shorts so we can trade the market both ways. And so we're working on a group that if you are super advanced at trading with leverage, send me a DM and we'll add you to the group. But it's kind of, how do we introduce, and there's going to be a video series along with it. We want low leverage trading. Listen, this app is going to drop and it's going to make it easier to find. We're working on an easy button. Give me the 5 best setups to look at, or the 5 best ideas to look at. We're working around the clock to make sure that you guys have the best educational experience and you make the most money. Now, one thing that happens when you go through a bear market where Three Arrows Capital got crushed, started, Luna, UST, FTX, Celsius, BlockFi. It's almost like it gives you PTSD, and you're scared, and you're sitting on your hands, and that's okay. It's okay it's once you get to a point where you've been doing this for a while, you become numb to the market conditions. And you become numb to these swings out of Bitcoin. Now, just to reiterate, this daily chart right here, you've got rising channel, supposed to break lower, it broke higher. Then you've got an ascending triangle, multiple attempts. This is supposed to break to the upside. This is a perfect place for some kind of fake out where it dips down and takes off. I got to call my doctor. This is a perfect time for a fake out, right? It's also a perfect time for a bull trap, and we've hit a couple of them. A bull trap. The key is you've got to recognize the trap and then flip the other direction. I've got a video on bull traps and bear traps. Make sure and watch this. This is trading. Is not, I'm going to become the best trader ever in a month. But that's okay. Because I've got people that have been in the group for 6 months that have made hundreds of thousands of dollars based on what we teach. I believe in you guys. You guys can do this. The best part about this, nobody else is doing this. Joe is dedicated to making you guys super successful. We all are. But Joe, his beginners group is there for you guys. Like, we care. Like, it's what I'll give you an example. There's a YouTube channel out there. They created a trading course, how to trade with leverage. Here, you can do it for free trading course. But all you have to do is sign up for one of our leverage trading groups. The leverage trading groups, leverage trading exchanges, right? They pay a lot of money to get these large channels to funnel inexperienced traders into these leverage exchanges. And so it's like, there might be a 10-question test to get into our leverage group. There might be, we don't want people to get wrecked. We care, right? Joe's going to record a 5-minute conversation on the topic that you're asking a question about. Real quick, let me run through a couple of these ideas before I bore you to death. Let me see, where are we at on time? 40 minutes. Okay. So, okay, so let's look at Primal, because this was gem pick, right? Gem pick. And did you guys, let me ask you this in the chat box, please. Did you guys like the video that said, here's why I think this is a good setup? Here's what I think. There is a different skill set that is required and needed. Trading is one thing. Finding the setups and understanding what makes a good setup, I think is, and it just popped in my head. I'm like, man, this is one of the most important ideas I can be teaching. Why haven't I taught this before? And it's just like, aha moment. I have them too. And you guys, I want to just share all this information with you guys. Like this Primal was top gainer because of this. But here, just to kind of recap, in case you didn't watch it, what you're looking for on these gem pick bangers, my favorite ones are you have this previous support, right? Well, then you've got falling wedge right here, and you need a catalyst. You need a catalyst to cause this to break out. Well, then you got this double bottom forming, and I posted it right here. And there's a lot of people that bought it right here. I didn't trade it. I just can't trade the KuCoin coins, because if I buy $20,000 worth and I sell $20,000 worth, it ruins the setup. And it's just not fair for anybody. And I don't need money. I need you guys to make money, and that makes me happy. I have plenty. Okay, and so we're getting a lot of good. Okay, so Hayden says just can't seem to get into the trade at the right time. A lot of times people will say, well, the coin was already up 7 or 10% when it was posted. I'm not going to post coins. I'm looking for coins where volume's already coming in. You're looking, when I'm over here searching, look, watch this. I can search all the KuCoin charts by what they're up. Okay, so what I do is I come down and I'm in the 6, 7, 8s, and I look for these coins, right? Sometimes even 10s, right? But in this area, so they're already going to be going the right directions. I'm not trying to nail a reversal. I'm not trying to nail this reversal. I'm looking at something that's curving higher, and it's giving me something to work with. Okay. Now, on YouTube, the YouTube videos, if you have your notification set, the notifications are always late. So one of the tricks is follow me on Twitter, cryptobitcoinchris. And the last, I'll put $ and the symbol. The last symbol is the gem pick. And now I kind of mix it up. Because I want to keep it. You guys are the priority. But let's face it, we need other people to see these setups. Where the attention goes, the money flows, right? And so to kind of be fair and spread, it makes me feel good to give equal opportunity on some, but some I'll post them in announcements. On some I'll post it in announcements, and it doesn't even move. One thing about posting in our group first is we've got a bunch of traders, a bunch of sharks. And number one, it only takes one big $10,000 buy to pump the coin. But people in our group are going to take profits. Everybody else, they're not knowledgeable on these ideas, and they're not going to understand that there's a top at some point, and they're going to keep buying. And I could tell them there's going to be a top, and I don't know exactly where it's going to be. But make sure, draw your 1 hour support and resistance level. Okay. Another one, this was good, VXV. And this chart is not the chart that I drew. This thing is AI. And oh gosh, I got a good AI. Randy, if you're on here, I'm gonna call you after this. So this was the setup. I do not leave my Bollinger Bands on when I post this stuff because it's just too much. But this was AI. Think of it this way. I don't care what the coin is. If they can market the coin, okay, so there's this drink, and it's called Prime. Couple YouTubers made it, right? My girlfriend's 11-year-old. We're filling up a shopping cart full of Prime at Walmart last night because they did such a good job marketing it. Some flavors are good, some flavors are not. But they market it. And so think of these cryptos the same way. They have to be marketed correctly. If I can post and build a bullish case in group, and there's 5 or 6 posts that give an idea for bullish upside, that sells the coin. It could be a subpar coin. VXV has AI in it. AI is hot. Vector space AI. These all happen at the last second. One thing I have to ask is, you can't DM me and say, are you going to post a gem pick soon? Because I don't know. It happens at the last second. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. One thing that Trip has given me the ability to do is really focus on these coins so that I can research these and find these. And thanks to John, because I took every single person on KuCoin on Twitter that's posting KuCoin ideas. And I'm able to, if there's 20 Twitter influencers, and they're small, they're like 5,000-7,000, right? And they're all talking about the same coin. Guess what? They're all waiting for this coin to move too. So if we give it a little push, they're watching it. They're going to jump in, right? A lot of times you get organic pumps, and VXV is still holding. I mean, you could get, just a quick thought. Like sometimes you can go into like the 5-minute chart. These aren't always organic. It's not always organic price action, right? But there's a lot of money, and we potentially, VXV actually worked all the way up to 32%. Now you've got a small falling wedge. If Bitcoin is, okay, here's the deal. On weekends, write this down. On weekends, if Bitcoin's bullish going into the weekend, you're going to get good altcoin trading 90% of the time on KuCoin. Okay? But these coins, like I was telling you about this one coin, SRBP, like somebody said they hadn't posted a tweet in forever. And it's like, is that good fundamentals? No, this is a double bottom. You guys see it? Double bottom. Purely technicals right now being bought. So there's so many. It is a different skill set to find these bangers, and I have to give a ton of shout outs to my admins, who half of them I recruited them. And I said, here, come, bring your setups, bring your expertise into the group, and we'll work together. And so I'm putting together a team of the strongest KuCoin gem finders. And then that's going to increase his success rate. Okay, so real quick, I just want to talk about this because a friend turned me on to this, and it's called Chain GPT. Okay, I haven't, he just told me about this a minute ago, but with the amount of hype with Chat GPT, right, that they're about to get listed April the 10th on KuCoin. My girlfriend and I, we said, just seeing what these coins do when they're first listed on KuCoin, we thought of a strategy that, hey, we might just buy $1,000 of every single coin that just gets listed on KuCoin as a new coin. Kind of after it settles down, you know, if we had some type of pattern, that would be better. But they do have a pretty decent win rate because it's available for more people to buy. And when they have more people buying, then gives the ability, more liquidity, gives the ability for the prices to take off. So this CGPT token listing, and I'm not saying ape into it, but smart contracts development, advanced AI training, code auditor, blockchain and market analytics, risk management, chart technical analysis, code explainer. AI is going to change the world. And so what you'll notice is a lot of these cryptos like to pull ideas from the mainstream and they'll use it to their advantage. And most of these altcoins are all S coins. They're all cash grabs, but it's all about profiting off of them. Do you understand? And so CGPT, now I hadn't tried it yet. Let me pull it over here and see what it brings up just so I make sure it's okay. Here we go. Okay, so you can ask Chain GPT AI your questions. AI Solidity Smart Contract Generator, AI Solidity Smart Contract Auditor. Okay, I'm just saying, whether this project is good or bad, they're painting a solid picture. They're pitching the dream, right? They're selling the dream. All it matters with these coins is that they're selling the dream. Everybody wants to be the next big coin. They just have to sell it correctly. Whether it is or not, we'll figure that out later, but we're going to profit on the way up. You understand that? It's all about perception. It's how is everybody else going to perceive this coin? Now listen, admins on here, make sure, remind me, post this, you know, anything you get on Chain GPT, post it in group because I get forgetful and I sleep. And so, all right, so let me just take this over here real quick and see what I'm getting myself into. All right, so here it is. So Chain GPT. So what's your question here? Okay, so what is Bitcoin's price going to be in a month? Okay, beta stage. That's not what we want to hear. But okay, so it's in beta. Let me see real quick. Hang on. Rant. My buddy had one question. Okay, so here's how can I I'm not even gonna, I'm just gonna type it. All right, so how can I withdraw USDT on Binance US to my MetaMask wallet using Binance Smart Chain? You can withdraw USDT on the Binance US exchange to your MetaMask wallet using Binance Smart Chain. First, you'll need to connect your MetaMask wallet to the Binance Smart Chain. Then you can transfer your USDT from your Binance US exchange account to your MetaMask wallet. You can find detailed instructions on how to do this on the Binance website. So again, this is in beta, but this is clearly stealing. Well, I won't say stealing. I'll say this is clearly playing on the hype of ChatGPT version 4. The IDO, I think the IDO is already, let me see. Somebody said, I believe they already had the IDO. Did you see that anywhere? Here's the point. Okay, yeah, they had the IDO. Here's the point. Okay, and so Professor X brought up a good point. I'd wait till the IDO people. Okay, so that's like an IPO. It's the exchange offering. They bought in at low prices. Typically, they sell initially. Not always. But I'm not saying like FOMO into this as soon as it goes live. Let it form a pattern. Use our trading techniques. And then you have to think that this coin could go places because they have all the hype words. Chain GPT, AI, Solidity smart contract. You could form contracts, smart contracts with this. Right? One thing I didn't talk about, and so anyways, this is just a friend of mine brought this to my attention. I wanted to bring it to your attention. Now, Ethereum is something to talk about too. And then I'm going to hop off here. I know I've taken a lot of your Sunday, and Ethereum needs a bounce right here. It broke out, it needs a bounce right here. You see, you got this falling wedge. You could potentially come in here and draw this as a big rising wedge somewhere. So there's ideas where, you know, you get this bounce and you put in another move up higher, right? This thing could go to 2000. It's all going to be Bitcoin. It's up to Bitcoin, right? Just understand that Bitcoin dominance, if this thing starts to roll over, Ethereum is going to move. Ethereum makes up a huge percentage of the total crypto market cap. Altcoin market cap, huge percentage. And so it will move this real easy, right? Dogecoin, all the top 10 altcoins, right? But just know that if this thing pumps, Bitcoin steals the show and Bitcoin season continues. And there's a good chance that Bitcoin would break out to the upside here. Right now, Bitcoin is bullish unless what happens? This red line is broken. And then we'll have to reanalyze things after that. So I know I've covered a lot. I've covered a lot in this, and I just want you guys to know Easter, Christmas, birthdays, I'm here. I'm in the background. I'm hitting stuff up for the admin group. I'm doing research. This next bull market, it's my goal to change your lives forever. And it can happen with small amounts. Right? The most important thing is you can't give it back. You've got to take profits. Okay. Well, listen, I love you guys. I can't imagine my life without you. If anybody's in Georgia and you want to go do something, let's go. We'll go out to eat. We'll go out on a boat. We'll go play golf. We'll go. I just need some friends. I need to get out more. My neighbors who I just met recently, they're like, yeah, we never see you. I'm just like, I'm always working. But I'm always here for you guys. If I'm not super on top of the DMs, just know I always read every single DM. And we're going to continue to crush this market. It's been challenging lately, but we nailed this run up here. And we're going to continue to do it again. Just know that we're dedicated as a team to kill it and help you guys. Thank you guys so much. Have an amazing day today. Happy Easter for those that celebrate Easter. And we'll talk soon. I'll keep you updated in group. Thank you again so much.